Trying to get comfortable. I'm the drama like prison wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice. Hoping girl to see justice before all fades to black. Yes, it's your girl Cadillac. Anyways, coming through with this in my lock right there. Anyways, coming through on Sunday, the 16th. Today is my granddaughter's official birthday. She turned 1 today. Hard to believe. This hand gonna keep shaking. Hard to believe that she's already 1. But and please excuse the shaking because I am holding the phone. But so I started a video earlier where I was talking about how the picture was going with the little Gracie's corner, but I didn't get to finish it, girl. And I was telling y'all why I didn't get to finish it. Okay, so all last week I had I was basically going live and working on it. So what ended up happening on that Monday, I think I worked on it because I was off. I was hoping to finish all her posters, but then I didn't. I don't know why it was taking so long. Like, I don't know if it's the texture and the paint and the reason that it took so long because I was trying to use acrylic paint on a poster board. Maybe I should have had poster paint. Maybe I'll try that next time. But I had to keep putting all those layers because y'all seen that you could actually see through the paint when I was. How can I do this? It's on the charge, so I have to hold it. But my hand ain't that steady. But anyways, so I had worked on it all that Monday. Then Tuesday, I think when I got off of work, because y'all know during Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I work morning shifts. It's not that early in the morning, but I get off at 6. So sometimes they let me off early, but they have been utilizing me all the way to 6 p.m. Okay, so when I get off, y'all know I go take my little long walks at the park, whatever. And I believe on that Tuesday, I didn't get nothing done. No, I got a little bit done. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, I ended up having to stay up with the baby. Money was happening. Did Money forget about her assignment due tonight? Literally by 11:59. I hope she don't start that crying tonight and trying to run me baby tonight because she ended up the first night I think I was tired and I went to sleep, or when I got ready to work, Princess was getting wired up and ready to get up. So I went on and got Princess, put her to bed, but when I put Princess to bed, I go to bed too. So then the second night, as soon as I got my energy and got motivated to go ahead and start working on the posters, that's when Money was having an emergency about her assignment. And she has some accounting assignment, which is her last assignment. And whether she's going to get her scholarship money or whatever is dependent on this assignment. And she, of course, it's the last minute. She had to have this special software, but she didn't download it yet. So, of course, when you wait to the last minute, everything that can go wrong goes wrong. So the software won't download. So I'm trying to help her, and she's like, "Oh, but you don't know payroll." And I'm like, "It don't matter. I'm very resourceful. I don't know a lot of things. I've never claimed to know everything, and I know there is so much out there in that universe that I don't know. But the one thing about me is I know we can figure it out. We could watch some videos, we could start to understand it." And then I also knew that I would run into similar situations like with graphic design. We use a lot of the Adobe suite. And for some reason, when I'm trying to download all my stuff for the Adobe suite, it'll say my drivers are full. It'll say all this random stuff, so it won't allow me to download it. So I usually get in touch with the software manufacturer, girl. I get in touch with the software manufacturer and they can help you, the tech people there. So I'm like, why don't you get in? She said it was Quicken Books or whatever, Quicken or something like that. So I'm like, money, they gotta have support. Like, there's got to be a way to make this work. And like her, she's like shutting down. She's like, oh, just forget it. I got this far. And like, I'm like, money, it's not over until it's freaking over. Okay, so we left that session. I prayed. I was like, Lord, please just help her be able to figure it out. I know. So for me, what I started to notice in my life is that things will start going wrong. And it's like they go wrong just to make me freak out. And then in the end, it always works out. It's so annoying, but that's what happens. And I don't know if it's a test to see if, oh, is Keita gonna freak out again, or is she gonna just sit here and believe that it's gonna work out? Which, though you kind of think you're in a test, for some reason you always fail the test. Well, I always do. I will freak out. I will like lose my mind or whatever. And then in the end, it all works out, which is crazy. So she kind of does the same thing. Like, but she shuts all the way down. I shut down, but I'm going to keep trying. Like I told y'all, I am the master of plan B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, and all the way through the Z, girl. I've always had to, oh, here's a problem. Let me quickly reroute and try to, do something else. And I'm good at that. So I'm like, money, I could probably help you out. And she's like, no, just let it go. So I get the baby because the baby's crying and stuff. And I know how hard it is when I was a single mother trying to do school, trying to do hair school, trying to do juggle multiple hats while also attending to your child. And I know that's not that easy. So I went on and got the grandbaby and let her do her homework or whatever, but she could never figure it out. So that's what happened to Thursday. Was it Thursday? No, it was Wednesday. That's what happened to Wednesday. So Thursday she wanted to go out to eat. We did go out to eat that Wednesday. She wanted to go to a place called Cheddar's. But Cheddar's usually is so good. They have fresh food. It's usually a good sized portion. Side note, I got this. It was an old friend. You don't even work there no more. But every time you get in a spot where you start to like the people you work with, it's guaranteed that somebody is gonna transfer or leave. It's always like that. So when you take an assessment and be like, oh, I kind of like it now, the vibe at the job, guarantee somebody gonna leave. So don't even say it. Don't even acknowledge that you like the little setup. Because right after I said that, oh, work is good, I'm okay, everybody left and jumped ship. But one of the co-workers that I used to enjoy and love to work with, he left to go follow his dreams, which I don't knock him at all. He was like, it's now or never. Either I'm going to start my restaurant now, or most likely I'm never going to do it. Because he's like, I think he was in his 40s as well. So he kind of quit the job. I didn't think he was going to do it, but he did it. He just cold turkey. He told us, but we just didn't believe he was going to do it. And he would always have all these different imaginations of how his menu would be, how the vibe in the restaurant would be. He would always talk about all that stuff, and I was supposed to help him design or whatever. But he told me that when someone say like, how much do you get, like the fries, they'll ask us, how big are your fries? And he said, anytime you say it's a good portion, he said that people will be like, oh, okay. All you have to do is say it's a good portion. So when I heard the Cheddar's waiter say that to Money, Money was like, oh, how much do you get for, I think it was the spinach dip that we really enjoyed from them. And when you enjoy something and you're looking for that good food, that's when your food ain't going to be good. that's when you're gonna get the crappiest service, or your food gonna be old and stale and nasty. Like, girl. So that spinach dip had like just one thin layer that barely covered the bottom of the bowl. There was so many chips, but you couldn't really even get any of the spinach dip, and that's literally what we came for because we love that spinach dip. So her fries were cold. You know, her and the baby. Money loved fries. She was going to share the fries with the baby. Baby didn't care if they were cold, whatever. But the fries weren't good. So Money was like, we need to just go ahead and let's just leave. So she left, but then she called back. She was like, we've been here several times. The food just, I don't know what that was, but the food was not good. So they offered her a $50 card and to give them the chance to make it up to them. So that's what we did. I didn't know we was gonna go back the very next day. Basically, we went back the next day to Cheddar's. So that's what happened to Thursday night. So when Thursday night we went to Cheddar's, Money walked straight in, hits her foot on the door like she's walking in, about to hold the door for us, and it tears off her toenail. So I'm like, girl, there's too much going on. So Money has like no toenail, and she just had got her toes done for Princess's birthday. So I'm like, devil, leave my child alone. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Like, for real, just go sit down, have several seats. Sometimes it feels like some of the things that used to plague me, it feels like I see it plaguing Money now. And I hate that. I hate those generational curses that are being transferred and moved down from me to her. Ugh. But God forbid, we can get past all of those things. So that night she was already frustrated because she broke her nail or whatever, and then it got late. We didn't do the she didn't do the assignment. So I think she said, because I had prayed, and she said that instead of it being due that night, that the professor had made it due Sunday night at 11:59, which is in a few hours. So I hope I'm gonna remind about it once we get off this live. So end up, she went on and went to sleep, I think, again that Thursday night. And I know I went to sleep because I was tired that day. So when I got up, basically, on Fridays, I work in the evening. So I was like, I was supposed to work on it Thursday night, which I think I did, but I didn't do that much. So everything was supposed to be done, had to be done before I went to work on that Friday, right? At 5 p.m. So I'm like, okay, I can get up early. I can work on whatever I need to work on, like work on it all day, finish it, and then go to work. Girl, it's good to have a plan, but plans don't never work out. Hold on, before I finish, let me show y'all this. This is so cool. They got a barbecue area out here. That would be the nicest place to just chill out or whatever. Well, I guess that's what we're doing, but chill out with some food and such. But so end up Friday, I didn't feel like getting up. I think I did stay up. I did a live with y'all, I believe, on that Thursday. So I worked on the painting on a little bit on Monday. I did a little on Tuesday, and then Thursday I did a little bit. But Friday basically was my hard deadline because I didn't want to do nothing on that Saturday. So by the time I got inspired, got home, got dressed, let my sister get dressed, end up sitting down and starting to work, it was 12. And y'all see me set up. I had this long session. Now on that session, I admit that was my fault, because I went to playing music and going like reminiscing about when I used to be out there rapping and stuff, and I was doing too much dancing, and it wasn't hardly no paint hitting on that surface. Like, girl, for real, y'all seen me. It was 3 hours, and I couldn't believe with 3 hours I ain't finished these pictures. Like, what the heck is wrong with me? So I had to leave. There was a big incident with, I'll talk about it in another video, in our area. So all the roads were blocked. Everything was blocked. So it was, I had to leave for work early because it was going to really be hard to be on time if I didn't leave early. So once I tied up, like that 3 hour painting and jam session, that was fun though, y'all. Y'all could go check that in my lives. That was fun where I went through all my old music and my Draw My Life playlist and all of that. Like that's fun going down memory lane. And a lot of times when I do that, I don't always sit and just know how much I've accomplished. I've, I'm gonna let y'all in on the secret. I feel like a failure. I literally do. Because I did not achieve in life what I set out to achieve, I literally feel like a failure. But sometimes I have to really sit back and assess. And Marcello loves to bring to my remembrance. He's like, Kita, how could you be a failure? But you did this, and then you did this, and then you did this. Like, example, he'll be like, you always talk about how your music career failed, but you'll never remember how you used to say people would be running back up to you asking for another one of your demos, or how you would pull up to the drive-through and people would start singing your song, that Bones and Collard Greens, like that. None of that even like registers. And I'm like, it does, it makes you feel good for the moment, but when you don't have no results from it, like what's the purpose of having a hit song but I ain't getting no revenue? The whole point in me doing music was so that I can get up money so that I could get lawyer money and free him, put us back together, but we're even further apart. So I didn't see no purpose in it. So it's me, like, it's almost like that Miley Cyrus song. It's not about, what did she say? It's not about something, but it's the climb. It's basically in life enjoying the ride, not so much the destination. And I think I'm so destination focused that I don't get to enjoy my ride, and that is me. That's something I desperately need to work on, which also deals with living in the present. I already told y'all I have to start working on that. I already made plans that I am going to be seeking, some, what do you call that? Going to a therapy. I am going to be seeking therapy to get over a lot of the things, or help me sort through a lot of the things that I've been through. I've had a lot of traumatic things happen, and I think I just jump up and keep moving, and I realize I'm traumatized. Like I have PTSD, and I'm just going through life and not acknowledging the pain and the hurt and the way I respond to things. Like a lot of times people say I'm just negative, but you're not just born negative. Things happen that makes you have that outlook on the world. Like, girl, and then my little ADHD, because I will tell you a different story and I'm all on something else, girl. But yeah, so give me a moment while I remember where we was at, because we had a point to this. We went to work. Oh, yeah. So I had to leave work early. I finally got to work, running into work. I was frustrated as heck that I had to run. Like, I hate that I am like a 40-year-old. You expect, well, I'm actually about to be 42. You expect, when you have a 40-year-old employee, you don't expect them running into work late every day. Like, okay, I don't be late, but we have a grace period. But in the professional world, that's still late. You know what I mean? Like, who uses their grace period every single day? I do. Unfortunately, I do. But to me, it feels like that makes me look very what do you call that? Irresponsible. Like, girl, why don't you just leave earlier for work? And what was so crazy, I did leave earlier that day. It was a whole situation where our whole neighborhood was blocked off. And even though I left early, I'm still running and barely making it. But any other time, I'm running in late because I'm either went somewhere, I was being super mom like all the time, going, running out, having dinner dates with money and stuff. And now I'm super grandma and stuff like that. Or I went with the kids this place and now I'm trying to rush and hurry up and run into work. So it's not that I'm irresponsible. Maybe you could say that's irresponsible. But like even that day when I had that little Chuck E. Cheese video where I'm like, this is the reason I'm always late because I'm had a few hours and the kids really wanted to go to Chuck E. Cheese and I hate to see them disappointed and I hate to always have the excuse, oh, I can't take you because I have to work. Like I hate that excuse. Like why do I always have to alter my life for work? So anyways, I run in late but on time because I didn't use my grace period. I'm out of breath because I had to run like I was like running from the police, girl. Like I had to foot it, like for real. So I get into work, I calm myself down, I catch my breath, and it is slow. Nobody's in the restaurant. It had rained that day. Sometimes rain washes our theme park out, and a lot of people will leave. But some people stay on property so that when the rain does stop, they'll come back in. So I don't know. It's like it's different. Every day is different basically, so it's a slow day, nothing's going on. So in my mind I'm planning, I'm like, okay, so when we close I might can get out of here on time, like I could probably get home like super early and stuff. so end up end up I didn't realize, I found out what time we close. Usually we close at 10, and only on the weekend we would close at like 11. So I'm like, we might not even close at 11 today, we might close at 10. But then I found out, no, y'all do close, we do close at 11. So I'm already accounted. I'm like, okay, so if we get out of here at 11, it's calm, it's not too many people in the restaurant, I could probably close and get out of the restaurant and get home by like 12 something. Okay, so that's what I have in mind. So from 12, this is how I got to calculate my whole life. So I'm like from 12 to I could push it to stay up to all the way to 3. That'll be another good 3 hours to be able to finish up these pictures for Princess's birthday party. So that was my plan. So all of a sudden, I look at the board and I see that, hold on, I think I'm the only closer. Like people are going home. And so I end up not being on the floor where I can keep and maintain things and have it in a good order. So when it's time to close, it's easier. I get stuck in a position that they call expo, where you're basically getting all of the food that is coming from the kitchen and you are basically exporting it to the table or to go. So you're separating the food, you're giving it to a runner to go take to the table, or you're making shakes. This expo position is kind of all over the place, but you're not really able to keep up with like the lobby, the trays, the things that would need to be kept up to close on time. So I'm like, dang, okay, so now everybody goes home. I am a rock star for real. Like with the expo position, I'm getting people their food. Ain't nobody coming back complaining, and everything is good. And it starts dying down. So I'm like, so who's gonna be closing with me? I asked the manager who's going to be closing with me. So they said it's this one girl that's going to be closing, because I really thought that I was going to close by myself, because that happens a lot. You'll look around, you'll think you're closing with individuals, and then it'll be, oops, nope, you're the only one here, so you're closing basically the whole thing by yourself. Okay, I'm like, all right, but the person I'm closing with moves very slowly. Now, I don't know, I don't judge people by how they move, because I know I move slower because I am disabled. So I don't give anybody like, flack or because they move slower. Like everybody is different. Everybody has to move at their own pace and do things, different, you know. But sometimes it comes across where the person just, I don't know, those workers that kind of come there and just do the bare minimum. Like if they're in that expo position, they're only going to stand there at expo. In free time, they're not going to go and clear a table. They're not going to go and prep things. They're not going to do anything to set anybody else up. They're going to just stand at the expo and kind of chit chat in between. And you know, to be efficient with a restaurant, you downtime, there's no such thing. You need to be prepping. You need to be stacking up trays. You need to be doing stuff like that. If you take me out of that spot, I'm going to be doing everything I can see, checking the trash, maintaining this, maintaining that. But that person doesn't necessarily do that. They do their one position and they kind of just chill out and talk if there's nothing else in their one position. So I know that that's how that person is, and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And then also with closing, I try to be flexible because some people want to close fast and get the heck up out of there, like me. But then some people actually want to hang out, close at a reasonable speed, and chill out and get their hours. So I try to feel like where the person is coming from. And if you're respectful of me, I try to be respectful of you. Like, it's a give and take. Just because I want to go home, why everybody got to get off the clock because I want to go home? Or just because I want to stay, why does everybody have to stay just because I want to stay? I'm always thinking about the other person and then thinking about myself last, right? So they said that the one girl was going to stay. And it was another guy. He was about to leave, but the manager, because I requested, like, who's going to close with me? Am I closing by myself? I'm trying to rush home. So I already had the extra hour because we're staying open an hour later. Then I already got somebody that I know moves and closes slow. So I got to add some time on for that. Then once we did close, that person did not come out to even attempt to start helping until 20 minutes after we closed. So I'm ripping and running, cleaning the whole lobby. Now, how it usually works is one person, when you close with two people, one will close behind the counter, cleaning the ice cream machine, melting the ice, getting trays, wiping and drying all the trays, getting all the crumbs and the crust and from the day-to-day fries that could be accumulated like in the little napkin racks. Like, they're doing all of that. They're throwing out the soup. So it's a lot to do back there. So we break it in half. One do the outside, one do the inside. I'm taking the trash. I'm filling the waters and stuff. I'm sweeping the whole big lobby with my carpal tunnel hands that do hurt, but I'm trying to still hurry up and sweep, and I'm doing all of that, and I did it really fast. And it was like I was doing more just so I jumped back in the back to come and help her because I want to hurry up and get home and finish Miss Princess poster. Now I'm to the last freaking darn minute. And again, I'm going to have to be disappointed. I know Princess don't understand, but money understands. I'm going to have to be disappointed. You cannot depend on me because I'm not going to get you your stuff on time, though I try. So, she comes out, I'm helping her. She did literally like two things. She didn't do that much. And she stands and plays with her ear pods for a whole long time trying to set up her whatever she's listening to close. She's moving really slowly. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm trying to get out of here. So then I run back there, I help her, and we're about finished. So I asked the manager, and I'm like, I think we're almost done, because they have to check us out. So I'm just giving her a heads up because they'll disappear. You won't find them. And I'm like, I want to go home. Like, check me out and let me go. Like, I done did my time. I'm sorry, I got a headache, y'all. So I'm trying to get out of there. And the lady is like, and she's really nice. But she's like, she was trying to give me one more task and give her one more task and then hurry up, finish, and you can go. That's when the guy from the kitchen says, if they're almost done, this is how I say the devil goes down the road and cuts you off and roadblocks you when you already have something set up in your mind, and he knows that, and he just comes and cuts you clear off way down the road. So this is where the devil come in already. Like, you can see him stepping his foot in like multiple times during the night, but I still thought that I could overcome that. The guy says, they're done in the front. Can they come back here and help us? I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I know you're freaking kidding me. We don't never go and help the kitchen. The kitchen, they worked in the kitchen. They closed the kitchen. We worked in the outside. They don't come anytime. It's been times I closed by myself. I ain't never had a kitchen person come out and help me close. But all of a sudden, now we're doing extra on the one day that I want to go home early. I never ask to go home early. I never attempt to go home early. I usually close whatever time I close. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I see what this is. So I'm like, so what do I need to do? She was like, Takita, if you could just sweep their kitchen, then you can go home. And then she told the other girl, if you can clean their mats, then you can go home. And she was like, mats? I ain't never did no mats. I don't want to do no mats. So I'm like, just let me do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. Just so I'm trying to hurry up. I'm sweeping the floor as fast as I can. And the cook is like it seemed like he was being spiteful. Like he's like barely moving and barely like this. And then taking crumbs and throwing them on the floor. I'm like, couldn't you have wiped that off before? If somebody's coming to help you sweep, if someone was coming, see, this is where we mess up. I always analyze what I would do if it was me. If someone was coming to help me, I wouldn't be sitting up there making it harder for them. I would have been, I would wipe my little counter off real quick and then let them sweep the floor and go head on. So it seemed like he was being spiteful, like he was finding crumbs from in the refrigerator. Like you could have did all that earlier. As you see me trying to sweep, and you know I'm moving faster than I usually, so you know I'm trying to leave. So I finally tell the manager, look, I'm trying to get ready because it's my granddaughter's birthday. Like, I'm trying to hurry up so that I can go home. So she's like, she's understanding. She's trying to let me go home. And she says, look, Keita has to go, guys. How about the girl that moves slow as molasses says, oh, I want to go home too. I'm like, and Keita always bite her tongue. But that day I said, well, you ain't moving like you want to go home. You moving like you want to camp out. You want to camp here tonight? Like I had to catch myself. Like that's completely not even me. So as I seen he was doing that, and then they kept giving me more tasks. At a certain point, the manager, I just said, it's okay. It's all right. I'll just stay. It ain't no purpose in me trying to hurry up and do this task, and then you give me another task, and then hurry up and do that. And you clearly see I'm trying to get out of here. So at that point, I said, it's a bus, whatever. I'm not going to fight. I am not going to fight. I'll get home when I get home. And I literally, at that point, instead of getting home at 12, I think I left. I was planning to be home by like 12 something. I had already calculated walking out the theme park, driving home. Like I live my life to every second. I calculated all of that. And then, but I didn't leave until like 12:36, which then I got to walk out the theme park. And then I got to drive home. And then I got to go home and set up my stuff. So I didn't get started with actually painting that night till almost 2 a.m. Now, y'all see I had it already planned from 12 to 3 to be painting. So then when I get home and it's a little before 2, I'm like, dang, so I guess maybe I could push it to 4, which I pushed it to 4:30, but I still didn't finish. So then I went to sleep at like 4:30. And I was planning, I set my alarms to get me up at 7, and I didn't get up at 7, of course. Money woke me up at, I think, 8, and I just could not move. I was so exhausted. So I think I finally got up about 9:30 that morning. But Money had Princess's party scheduled at 1 p.m. So by the time I helped her get Princess together and they get out and I started actually painting on it again. At that point, I was like, I can't do it live because I'll be distracted. I gotta just straight paint. So I think I got in like an hour and I kept trying my best to hurry. Like, I don't understand why it was taking so long to paint this little simple picture. But so I started painting on that, but then my dad started calling me when was I gonna come and help my sister get ready because it was already 12 p.m. So we had like 1 hour. So at a certain point, I was like, I missed it. I didn't make the deadline. So, but the party still came out really good. My sister had enough decorations, so I didn't get to finish it for her. Sucks, but that is the story of my life. Try hard, but just unfortunately never end up reaching your goal. So I will probably tonight, if I can get rid of this headache once we go home. We today was actually Princess's birthday, so we chilled out. We went to get ice cream. I got those vlogs coming, uploading now. We went to Rock Springs for Princess to swim. She had a fun time swimming, and now they're in the pool because they were saying the spring water was way too cold. And so we're gonna drive home, and by the time we get there, I think I'm starting to wake up because I was so exhausted. I was exhausted because I did not get no sleep hardly because I went to sleep at 4:30, and I think by the time I got up it was like 9:30. So end up, yeah, I didn't get much sleep at all. And then I got through the party. I got there late, but once I got through the party, then end up that the kids came home with me. Once the kids came home with me, they wouldn't let me sleep. I think they ready to go. Oh, okay. All right then. All right, guys. So I'll talk to you guys later, and that's why I didn't finish. But join me later tonight. I will be working on that painting. All right. Hiss your girl Cadillac.